A big week. Wii U details, LucasFilm's Successor announced, Siri one words, and the Matrox Thunderbolt Dock announced. It's Monday, June 4th, 2012, and this is iWake. I'm Tim Chaten, and this is what's going on in the Apple world today. Good morning, and welcome to another edition of iWake. Kicking off the show today, I just wanted to share with everybody here what a huge week this is going to be. First up is E3. It kicks off Tuesday and runs through Thursday. E3 is a massive gaming conference, and it's expected that some iOS games and accessories will be announced, as well as lots of other goodies for the gaming community. Tuesday is also my birthday, so hooray for me. Can you guess how old I will be? If you can, well, you get some imaginary cake. On Wednesday, Google tries to best Apple with a Google Maps event where maps are taken to another dimension. According to the press release, at this invitation-only press gathering, Brian McClerdon, VP of Google Maps and Google Earth, will give you a behind-the-scenes look at Google Maps and share their vision. We'll also feature some of the newest technology and provide a sneak peek at upcoming features that will help people get where they want to go, both physically and virtually. We hope to see you there. On Friday, us here in the United States finally get to watch Ridley Scott's Prometheus that those in the UK got to watch last Friday. I've got my IMAX tickets in hand. I cannot wait for this, and I'd encourage you to go. I'm going to a midnight screening, and I'm quite excited. Finally, a week from the day, today, is Apple's WWDC keynote. The keynote kicks off at 10 a.m. Pacific time a week from today. With that exciting outlook of what's ahead, let's get on to the news of the day. First up today is the first batch of E3-related news. Nintendo on Sunday held a press event revealing us even more details about the Wii U. According to Engadget, the Wii U is all about social. With that in mind, Nintendo President Satoru Iwata unveiled the Wiiverse, a coming-together players' avatars that will live on your console's home screen. Log in and you'll see your Mii, your friends' Miis, Wiis on your Wii U system, and Miis of folks playing the same game as you in your same locality, so country and language. So lots of Wiis to be had all around, or Miis, I should say. The Mii Wara Wara features Miis gathering around tiles representing the Wii U games, with speech bubbles offering up real messages from other players. There's plenty of social functionality built into the touchscreen controller as well. Users can input text with other players to get information, like gaming tips. Info can be inputted with a virtual keyboard, smartphone style, or can be handwritten or doodled with a stylus, a la the 3DS technology. The controller also seems to be a useful tool when using your system to teleconference on the big screen, so you can say browse the web for info while chatting tablet style. Nintendo also promised more integration with other non-Wii devices, functionality that won't likely hit at launch but later on. Since information accessible via the browser, you'll be able to carry social functionality over to your 3DS PC or mobile phone. It's not Super Mario for the iPhone, but it's a small step forward to that more mobile Nintendo. In other Nintendo news is an alternative controller for the Wii U that you'll be able to buy after the fact. According to The Verge, Nintendo announced that it will offer a more traditional controller for the upcoming console. Unlike the Wii U gamepad, the Pro controller should be quite a bit more suitable for more traditional gaming. At first, it looks like the child of the Xbox 360 controller and the Wii U's classic controller Pro. And while it might not be terribly original, we're pretty sure that many will prefer it for basic ergonomics beyond that of the classic controller. Nintendo didn't offer any availability information or pricing, but it's pretty clear that this will be an optional accessory. So that's what's going on in the Nintendo world so far. More E3 goodness to come later this week. Closing out the show today, and there's some cool stuff here that I just felt deserved to be here, are 4 odd and end stories. The first bit is news that the chairman of DirecTV isn't concerned about the yet unannounced Apple HD TV. According to Michael White, they are going to launch something, maybe in the next 2 weeks, but I don't see media companies saying you can stream things in bundles over the internet. Typically with technology, it smashes the cost structure in some new way, But with content costs, right fees, and the cost of spectrum, it's hard to see the Apple TV obsoleting our technology. That's from the DirecTV chairman. So I got to point out this fact here. Everyone says this kind of stuff until Apple eventually releases their technology. And when that day does come, everyone sits up and says, wow. So yeah, I think a wow moment is coming. I'm not sure if it'll be the next week or in the next year, but a big moment, a big wow moment is on the way, and DirecTV better be on their toes when that day comes. Next up, I just want to highlight some single-word Siri requests that you may not know about. Did you know that by simply saying the word alarms, Siri will list all of your alarms where you can tap them on or off? By saying timer, you can see your timer. By saying reminders, you can see all of your active reminders and check those off if you're finished with them. By saying notes, Siri will pull up your notes. In a way, you can use Siri to launch many of the built-in apps and use the apps within Siri itself. Kind of cool. By adding a few more words, you can say notes from last week, and it'll pull up notes created last week. By saying message or saying email, you can create and send messages. There are tons of these, including words like directions, time, tomorrow, yesterday, today, stocks, music, call. Those are just a few of what I'd imagine is around 100 single-word Siri requests that you can give to Siri, and she'll know what to do with them. So play around with single-word requests. They're quite cool. I first started doing this when the John Malkovich commercials started to air. And other news is a new Thunderbolt Dock coming out in the coming months. According to Matrox, from a single Thunderbolt connection, users can add multiple peripherals, including a large DVI or HDMI display, a full-size keyboard, and a mouse. A gigabit Ethernet port provides faster connectivity, enabling data transfers 18 times that of Wi-Fi. It has one super speed USB 3 port, two USB 2 ports, a microphone input, a speaker headphone output are also provided. It's built in solid aluminum construction with a sleek design. The Matrox DS1 is ideal for the office, dorm, or home use. That's according to their press release. It's proposed at a price of $249, comes around $50 less than the Belkin's model, due to hit later this fall as well. Matrox unit lacks a couple of things that are included with the $50 price tag built into the Belkin model, including an extra Thunderbolt and an extra Firewire. The DS1 comes with DVI, gigabit Ethernet, USB 3, and USB 2. Audio output, audio input, and power connectors. It's unclear yet if USB 3 will actually work on Macs, though. Hopefully it does. With my initial impressions here, I would initially say I would rather opt for the Belkin model with the Firewire connectivity and just its design. I personally don't need a DVI connector, and it seems like a waste of space on this box. So I personally would opt for the Belkin one, but for $50, if you need gigabit Ethernet, that might be your hot ticket in. And if you need USB 3, and if it actually works, that might be another reason to choose the Matrox version. Last up today is news for Star Wars fans. The news is that George Lucas has appointed his successor. Kathleen Kennedy has been named co-chair of LucasFilm, positioning her to take over the legendary San Francisco studio, home of the Star Wars movies. As its founder, George Lucas prepares to retire. And by retire, he says he wants to do other things. So perhaps he'll go back directing movies, as he hasn't done that for quite a while. Lucas plans to remain chief executive and will become co-chairman, working alongside veteran producer Kennedy as she assumes her new role as Lucas's replacement. According to George, I spent my life, and he has, building Lucasfilm. And as I shift my focus into other directions, I wanted to make sure it is in the hands of someone equipped to carry my vision into the future. It was important that my successor not only be someone with great creative passion and proven leadership abilities, but also someone who loves movies. The transition will take around 2 years. Kennedy is a 7-time Academy Award nominee who's best known for many partnerships with Lucas's close friend and collaborator, Steven Spielberg. This is intriguing news for sure. I kind of doubt that Miss Kennedy will release the original Star Wars films in all of their glory as many fans would hope. Perhaps that will come in the next transition, or maybe never. I wish her the best of luck, and I'm curious if anything changes. My big wish, and if you're listening to this, Kennedy, my big wish is that LucasArts re-releases their N64 classics onto iOS. Make that happen. Well, that's what's going on in the Apple world today. If you like this show, there's a couple different things you can do. First off, you can visit iTunes and leave a review of the audio version of the show. Secondly, you can visit the YouTube channel, youtube.com/TCHATEN. By simply watching the videos there, clicking on the ads there, you'll pay me by not really doing anything except for clicking on a few ads. So click on the ads in the videos. That pays me. So if you don't want to shell out the money for iWake again, that's how you can pay me as well. So if you do want to shell out the money for iWake again, it's not that much, really. So $10 a month gets you access to iWake again. iWake again is how you support this podcast financially, and it's how you donate to the Monday through Friday show. It's $10 a month, and besides donating and all that good stuff, it also gets you an extra episode every week. A 30-minute episode is recorded and released every Saturday for iWake Again subscribers, and only 2 subscribers. It's an interview-styled show, so it's a little bit different from the daily show. So that's iWake Again. You can sign up today over to iWakePodcast.com/again. Join me tomorrow, my birthday, for another edition of iWake. Aloha.